Hey YouTube, Montana here. It's a beautiful morning out, so I thought I'd make a quick video. There's a channel that I recently subscribed to, and I've been watching her videos from where she first started out, and come to find out she has 101 sub appreciation VR challenge. And her name is Jacqui, and I apologize if I pronounce your name wrong. Blanchard, I think it is Blanchard. First of all, I'd like to say congratulations on your 101st subscribers. Last I checked, a couple days ago, you were up to 120, and I'm kind of having to use a cheat sheet because I'm kind of out in a little park here. And so for your VR challenge, you requested to have us do a VR about how to improve day hikes, for tips, tricks, secrets, gear, food, technique, and locations. So the tips that I have, after watching some of your videos, come to find out you've already been doing a couple of them. One of them was to teach the younger generation what you've been learning, and take them out in the woods and have fun with them, and teach them pretty much anything that you learn on the way, which you already have been doing with your son. And the other one was to, when you go on hikes, and it also you asked to how to make everything better. Another thing was, I was going to say, to when you go on hikes, to pick up the trash that you see from other people, but you've already been doing that too. One of the other tips that I can really give you is just to test out gear, and before you, if you're a camper too, I haven't seen really. I've seen most of your videos for 2013, and I'm a couple of videos past your two slideshows that you had, which, by the way, are very good slideshows. You did a really good job on them. But just test out your gear, have fun with it, which you've basically been doing already anyways. Another thing that I would recommend is, I don't know your location, but just look at local places that so I guess hiking books, or even talk to the locals, ask them where they go to hike and all that good stuff. I have a book here somewhere. There it is. And it's called Day Hikes in the Beartooth Mountains. It's by Robert Stone. This is the 5th edition. It talks about my area: Billings to Red Lodge, to Yellowstone, Boulder Valley, and Paradise Valley. It's got, this is how I've been finding out about my locations, is by this book. There's a couple of them that I just looked on the internet and found too, but a lot of them I've been reading about from this book. And I don't know, like I said, I don't know your location, but they've got a few day hike books, and I'll just read these off real quick in case you're in one of these areas. You could try to pick up one of their books. Day hikes in Yellowstone National Park, day hikes in Grand Teton National Park, day hikes in the Beartooth Mountains, Billings to Red Lodge to Yellowstone, which is the one I have. Day hikes around Bozeman, Montana, day hikes around Missoula, Montana, day hikes in Sequoio and Kings Canyon National Park, day hikes in Yosemite National Park, day hikes on the California Central Coast, day hikes on the California Southern Coast, day hikes in the Santa Monica Mountains, day hikes around Sonoma County, day hikes around Napa Valley, day hikes around Monterey and Carmel, day hikes around Big Sur, day hikes around San Luis Obispo. I have no clue how to pronounce that, but I'll put the description in the I'll put all these names in the description at the bottom. Day hikes around Santa Barbara, day hikes around Ventura County, day hikes around Los Angeles, day hikes around Orange County, day hikes around Sedona, Arizona, day hikes on Oahu, day hikes on Maui, day hikes on Kauai, day hikes in Hawaii. From looking at your videos, I highly doubt that you're in Hawaii or in Montana, but hopefully one of these other ones that I listed, maybe they ring a bell to you. If not, I don't know, hopefully one of them rings a bell to you. But that's how I've been finding out about my day hikes. There's a few of them around here actually that I didn't know about until I started reading this. Again, testing your equipment. Another fun thing to do too is get new equipment and try it out. See kind of different things that you like better versus other things. I was watching on a couple of your videos. You had, I don't know what they're called, but there's those little triangle stoves, and then there's another one that was like a box hexagon kind of looking thing, and I think I left you a comment about that too. But the thing that I like using is my solo stove, and you know, if you don't own one of those, you know, try it out. I recommend it. It's a little bulky, but if you get the right kind of cup for it, you can slide it in the cup. That way it's not as bad. You know, just try new things, experiment. Again, just try to find books about your area. And with that said, you asked about the gear, and so what I was going to do is just kind of go over all the gear that I used this weekend. That way you kind of get a guess of some of the things that I use. Hopefully, you know, you see something at least, maybe you'll be interested in using. So with all that said, how I found Jacqui's her YouTube is actually from DutchKnifeGuy, and I'll put both of their links in the description for you. I recommend checking out both channels. Both of them have great channels. DutchKnifeGuy, he's a really good guy. I've been looking at a few of his videos. I got a lot more to watch too, but both of them are great channels. And in one of his videos, he was talking very highly about her, and so that's why I went to go check her out. And yeah, she has a phenomenal channel. So with that said, I'll go ahead and get everything ready, and then I'll show you what kind of gear that I use, or what I did use on my camping trip. So stay tuned, you guys. I'll be right back. Here's I think most of the stuff that I used during my camping trip. This heavy duty backpack here is the Condor 3-day assault pack. I've used this for over a year now, and it's a really nice backpack. It's got the shoulder straps, of course, and then the around here, and it's got these for your putting around your your lower back and your hips and stomach. Give it more support. It's got 2 compartments on either side. So the good thing about this is that I'm able to put 2 water bottles in each one of them, and they fit perfectly in there. And then it's got the main compartment. I'm not going to open it up because I got a lot of stuff in here, but the main compartment right here, and then it's got a little side compartment, and then it's got another compartment right here that you can slide stuff in. And most of the time I put my maps in here. It's easy access. You can hold it on the side, and it's got a top so you can hold it. And it's a really nice backpack. I've enjoyed using it every time that I do. It distributes the weight very, very well. So if you're looking for another backpack, I would highly recommend this. This is a phenomenal backpack, and I don't really go very far without it. It's also on the back here. It's got a little compartment, so you can actually put one of those bladders in. And it zips all the way to the side, so you can just stuff it in there. And it's got a hard piece on the back, so you don't really have to worry about it getting punctured or anything. So you can lay down on the ground flat, and it won't pop a hole in it. So that's my backpack that I put a lot of my stuff in. And another thing that I brought with me was my whistle. I just attached it to the side here. The reason why I have a whistle now is thanks to my good friend Stan. In the package that he gave me, it came with a whistle. The reason why it's good to have a whistle where I'm from is because it's where I go, it's bear country, so it's always good to let them know that you're around. So that's the Condor. And then the other thing is what I talked about earlier is the Beartooth Mountains day hikes. This is kind of like my outdoor Bible now. I've just started actually reading it last weekend when I was out there, and I purchased it. And I'll tell you, it has a lot of great hikes, and it talks about a summary of the hike, driving directions, hiking directions, hiking distance, hiking average time for the average Joe. It even talks about elevation gain. So I've been really fond of this thing, and so this is a permanent residence of my backpack now. So that's another thing. It's it's good to get a book and find out locations of where you're at. Because to tell you the truth, without that book, there's a few locations I wouldn't have even known about. So that's another tip right there. Next, I just got these 2 gloves. They were in the, I think it was the BRB emergency bag that I did a informational video on. I just used this weekend. But it's good to have gloves. I like using them, especially when you're out there cooking in the camp and they have those grills that you can fold out, and that's what I was using it for. And the next item on the list that I have is, well, first is the navigator's pouch. If you're an Altoids fan, I actually did a informational video about this too, so it talks about a few things that you can put in your navigator's pouch. I don't know if you wear a belt or not. Even if you just put it in your purse, I mean, it's pretty compact. And then on the inside is my Altoids tin. I keep my char cloth and my Pathfinder flint and steel. And so it stays in there. And this is another permanent resident of my my bag. Most of the time I just wear this on my hip or on my belt, but it's either in my belt or it's in my backpack. I never really go far without this either. I like playing around with it. the next item on my list is the Stanley cup. It's got water in it still, and I've used this a lot during the weekend, and it's a very good cup. It's one-handed, so if you're busy using your other hand for something, you can still take a drink. It's got a little push button on the side to open it, and it's got a little thing right here so you can hook it onto your backpack if you need to. So, and that's a very good piece of kit. I enjoy using that. Next is the Pathfinder bush tool by Hibelius Bush Tools. I just used this one knife during the weekend and it's worked out really well. It's pretty dirty right now, I gotta clean it, but and it's still somewhat sharp. And it comes with a fire steel. So I haven't been using this lately, but it's a nice little knife to have once you get used to it. And so if you're interested in getting a new knife, this might be one that you might try looking into, depending on what your budget is. Next is a little flashlight, and I've been using this quite a bit. The nice thing about this one is I can just attach it to my jacket and turn it on. I can see at night or I'm walking, so it's a good flashlight. Next is magnesium and striker. My buddy Stan, for his 100 subscriber giveaway, this was one of the items that I got also. I used this during the weekend, and it worked out really good. I liked it a lot, and so I don't know where he got it, but I mean it's a beautiful piece. It worked out really good. Used it a couple times. So that's another thing, is another way of creating fire. The next is the Pathfinder stainless steel bottle cooking kit. And it comes with a cup, lid, the water bottle. And then at the bottom it's got a little stand to put everything on if you want to do a little cooking. So it also comes with a fire steel, a spork thingy-majig, and a little fire, I don't even know what to describe them, but I'll just show you what they are. These little things, you just light one up and it'll stay on or catch on fire. You can use it with your fire steel. It's got a hard plastic on it. And then it comes with, there's the fire steel, but it comes with this to put in your water bottle, so if you want to hang it and cook from it, you can, or boil water. And a buddy of mine was saying that you can do the same thing with here too. Just got to bend this out a little bit. So I did an informational video about this already, so I'm not going to go into much detail, but that's one of the things that I was using. Not all these, just the cup and the lid is actually what I used. But the nice thing about this is that when you use it, or after you get done using it, if you decide to get that condor bag, this, and I'm sure it fits in a lot of other bags too, but it fit nicely in this one. especially if you have it in the second compartment. It'll fit nicely this way, so you don't have to have it up or anything like that. You can just have it at the bottom, put stuff on it, or do whatever. So that's the next piece of kit. And then the next thing was the Pathfinder hand-forged tomahawk. Again, the only thing I did with this on the weekend was to pound the steaks into my tent, and then also I was using the back end of it on my knife to baton. Some of the wood that I had up there was just incredibly hard to baton with, so I was using that. That's the only two things I've used this for. I actually haven't used the axe sharp end yet. And then the next is my tent. This comes in this bag, and this is the Alps mountaineering. It's a nice little tent. It fits 4 people. It's waterproof, I know that much, because the first night I was out there it rained in the morning. So this is the tent. And then I was trying out the flashlight from that emergency bag again, just to test out the equipment. And then the next thing is the fleece sleeping bag. The only problem that I had with this was when I was trying to put it away in the little bag that it comes with. I rolled it up really tight and everything. I was trying to put it back in there, and it was just not big enough for it. So I don't know what it was, but I just couldn't get it in there, and the container that it was in actually ripped, so I don't have it anymore. So I gotta find some other way to haul this around, which won't be too difficult, but it's a nice little thing. In fact, the weekend I was out there, I just used that, and I got a little bit of chilled in the mornings, but then the sleeping bag that I have, which is right here, I don't know, oh, there we go. It's the North Face Twin Peaks, and it can go to 20 degrees Fahrenheit or -7 degrees Celsius. So when I got cold with this one, because this is a twin, I just unzipped it and had this on top. I didn't even zip up in this bag at all, and that was nice and warm. So that was the sleeping equipment. One of the important things to have too when you're camping is a good book. Because I do everything solo, it's good to have a good book to read. And this one's just Tales of the Mountain Men, and if you're into mountain men stories or tales or anything like that, I would recommend getting this book. It's a very good book to read. I'm not all the way finished with it yet, but getting close. And then the next thing was the Energy Optimus gas, and then I got the little burner in here, the Coleman Max. And the first time I actually ever used this type of method of cooking was this weekend, and I enjoyed it. It worked really well, and so I don't know, I don't think I've seen any of your videos using them yet. It's kind of nice to have. Makes things a little bit easier. All you do is twist this on there, light it up, or turn this little knob and light it up and cook. So that was good. Good way of doing it. The nice thing too is that this one, you could have the cast iron on top of it, and it didn't do any damage. The next thing that I got was using the Coleman I didn't actually cook with these. The only thing I did was the bigger cup I used for the mountain house. I think I had rice and, what was it, rice and steak or something like that, and so I put that in here. On the first night I didn't really feel like eating it in a bag, so I just ate it in here, and it worked really nice. All the contents in that bag filled this, and it wasn't overflowing or anything. It actually fit perfectly in here. And I also used it for hot chocolate, and the same thing with the little one. I used this for hot chocolate also. So, and now we'll get into the cooking supplies. Just a cutting board, because I was eating steaks during the weekend. Ate like a king. Oh, a couple more items before getting the cooking is the 15-inch Sven saw. It took a little bit of getting used to, but once I did, I actually enjoy using it. It makes cutting a lot easier. Oh, well, pretty easy. And you know, I enjoy it. It might get a little annoying if you have it in your backpack because it rattles, but I mean, it doesn't bother me none. I can stick a little piece of a twig in here and it'll stop rattling most of it. It'll rattle a little bit, but not bad. And then again, because I'm in bear country, bear spray. Luckily, I've never had to use it. In fact, I don't even know how to operate it because I've never needed it. But next time I go out, I'll you know how to use it. It's pretty easy, I think. Not that hard to figure out. But I had other methods of protection too, so I wasn't too worried. And also, it was in a campsite. So another piece I used was the cast iron. So, and this works really well. There's I think a couple of your videos that I saw you using one too. So I like them a lot. And then another thing I used was these for the cleaning up. And then another thing that I had that I used a couple times was the candle lantern. I've had this for about a year. I haven't used it too much, but it's a really nice little kit to have. I just unscrew the bottom, light the wick, put it back in here, and then the nice thing about it is you can hang it too if you need to. This does get extremely hot, so if you decide to get one of these, be careful. You'll burn yourself like I've done a couple times. Another thing I used was the zip. I don't know any information about this. All I know is that you light the plastic and it starts burning. I got this from my buddy Stan again. I don't even know where you can get these at, but if you can find them, I recommend having them, because I mean, this thing worked phenomenally. I don't even know how long they last, but as you can tell from how big it is, I'm sure it's going to last quite a while. And so I'm almost done here. Apologize, this is kind of a long video. So I used the fork and the spoon. This was again given to me from Stan. In fact, a lot of the gear that I have here I got from him. Yeah, a lot of it I got from him. So I didn't even use the knife, I just used the fork and the spoon. And then I got a bigger spoon that I was eating the Mountain House with. And I got my teas in here. I had the hot chocolates in here too, but I used them all up. And cooking oil, or this was I think olive oil. I can't remember. There's some kind of cooking oil for the skillet. And then tiger sauce. If you've never tried this, I recommend it. I highly recommend this. This is good stuff. It worked on the steaks phenomenally. They were amazing when I had this on there. So if you've never heard of it, look it up, try it. Tiger sauce, it's the way to go. Stan, buddy, thank you so much for this stuff. I cannot thank you enough. So, as you can see, I don't have any left. And then another thing that is really good, thanks to my buddy Stan, is the Everglades seasoning. I put this on the onions, and it was amazing. I think there's also one of the steaks I put this on too, and it turned out really good. You can use it as a rub for meats, including steaks, ribs, chicken, pork, and venison. Also as a natural meat tenderizer. You can sprinkle this on potatoes, veggies, pasta, rice, grits, fish, eggs. And I saw in a couple of your videos that you had some fish, so you can put this on there. I think you also had some rice for Packer Boy, so you can try this too. It's amazing stuff. And then last but not least, I had, and I don't know really where you can get this, I found this up in Red Lodge. It's the Boot Scootin' Chipotle Raspberry and Wild Huckleberry, and it turned out really good for my last steak. So with that said, that's really all the gear that I used, and I hope this video is helpful, and hopefully you see a couple things you might be interested in using. So it's a lot of good pieces of kit. Some of them I did research on, others I just kind of winged it, and so far everything's been working out really well. So thank you, Jacqui, for your 101 sub appreciation VR. Congratulations again on getting that far. I think last I looked, you're at 120, and you're probably at more now. But congratulations again. You have a lot of great videos. I still got I'm about halfway done, so I still got more to watch. But all of them that I've watched, they were really good. So keep it up. Looking forward to seeing more from you. And so that said, I'm gonna let you all go, and y'all take care and have a good one. Montana signing out. Hello everybody. So when I was out at that park doing my gear, and also the shout out for that VR for Jacqui, there's a few things I forgot to mention too. One of them is I had this lawn chair that I'm sitting on right now. I also had a couple mattresses. I couldn't tell you anything about these. I got these at garage sales for I think like $5, but they work pretty good. I got this one, which is pretty thick, and this one, because this one's thinner and a little bit more, I guess sturdy, you'd say, sturdy. I put this one down on the ground first, and then that one, because it's a little bit more comfortable, I put that one on top of it. Another thing is the solo stove. I forgot to show it because I left it at home. So this is what the solo stove looks like. It is kind of bulky, but you know, it's well worth it. I think they even have kits now with them that you can have a alcohol stove in there and all that good stuff. I don't use them, I just use this for the wood. But one of the things I wanted to show you too is I just got a cup. And this is actually a newer one. I had one that I was always using for burning with, but this just fits right in here. It's a little rattly, but it fits. And then just two more things here. One of them is, I don't know if you go on hikes outside of your town or the place that you live at. I watched a couple of them that you were at a friend's house up in the woods. For the ones that you were fishing, and you were showing you were using that cast iron kind of like cauldron thing, and your friends were catching the fish and you're cooking it up. But another thing that I use is maps, because a lot of the day hikes that I want to go on, they're out in national forests, so it's good to have a map. That way you can kind of see where you're going. Trails aren't really that well organized, I guess, from what I've been told. So it's good to have a map if you're doing the same thing. All the videos I've seen you do so far were kind of in the city, and you're kind of on the outskirts from what it looked like. So that's another good piece. And the grand finale is sage. This is that cleansing sage, because I'm also into the paranormal. I bought this a couple years ago, and the first time I ever used it was out there. I heard on Facebook that you can use these and it's kind of like a mosquito repellent kind of thing. And in all honesty, I don't really know how to describe it. It worked, but there's a lot of variables. Also, I was having a campfire and other things like that. But one of the nights that I used it, I think it was the second night I was out there, I had this burning, and I had it burning for a while, and it was getting on my body and stuff, and then I saw a few mosquitoes hit my skin and then bounce off, kind of like they were drunk. And then the second night, I didn't have it burning as long, but I noticed that once I started having it light and burning, the mosquitoes in that area went away. So there might be some truth to this. I noticed in a few of your videos you had to have the backpack baby, as you call her, have to have that net over because the bugs. So I would recommend trying some of this. Like I said, the first night they bounce off. The second night, as long as I was around the area this was burning, they stayed away from me. And then if I moved, I think it was about 5 feet or so to a different area, then they kind of start swarming me. But then I went back to this area and light this back up, and they'd leave me alone. So this is something that I'd recommend trying if you're not allergic to it. I don't know if you can be or not. I don't know too much about sage, but definitely something worth looking into. So, and I'm gonna try to do more of a review, another video at some point in time later on, just using sage to try to show you guys that it that it was working. But anyways, again, congratulations, Jacqui. It gets pretty good from here once you get to your 100. But yeah, congratulations again. I'm looking forward to watching more of your videos. You're doing a great job. Keep up the good work. And I hope this video is somewhat helpful. I know a lot of this, a lot of this stuff you probably wouldn't be able to use, but I hope at least you find one thing that you might want to try out. So with that said, I'm gonna get going now, but again, I would recommend trying the sage. So thanks again for watching, and congratulations again, Jacqui, and you all have a good day. Take care.